Well, hey there, and welcome back to Central Valley today. We're on location now with Doing Solar Right. These guys have hundreds of customers in the Central Valley, and they are meticulous about every decision it takes to get solar on your home. We're here with Doing Solar Right.
With solar, if you don't do it right, the customer's not happy. And the more people you talk to who have solar, I would say it's probably a 60-40 split, where 40% of the people are not happy with the solar they had installed, and the reason is it just wasn't done right.
David Press and his partner Jack Somerville have been in the solar business for years, but when they ventured out to start their own company, they wanted to stand out from the hundreds of solar companies already doing business. They wanted to do things right.
You drive around town, you see all the different solar that's on people's roofs. A lot of it is sitting under shade trees. Solar panels do not like shade. They don't work effectively in shade. The direction that the solar panels are facing, panels that face south produce more than panels that produce west, that produce more than east and north. And sometimes you drive around town and you'll see panels that are sitting in shade facing the north side. And you just kind of shake your head and say, what were they thinking? And of course that's not going to produce the amount of power that it was projected to produce. So those are some of the real critical things when it comes to design of a system in ways to do it right.
And that simple philosophy of thoughtful design and work up front before the panels go in led David and Jack to their company name.
Our original name was actually Independent Solar Consultants of Fresno. However, the more and more we started coming up with different type of taglines, doing, the whole concept of actually doing solar right was something that we kept leading back to, and more people that were helping out with us with our advertising were actually the ones who said, hey, listen, I love the company name. I love the name of Doing Solar Right. Why don't you just use that? That's really the name of your company, Doing Solar Right. Right. So we end up changing the name to it.
Doing Solar Right provides solar sales and installation in Fresno and Madera counties. But David and Jack don't see themselves as salesmen. They see themselves as consultants first. So every job starts with an initial consultation.
Find out things like how long are they planning on staying in the house. That has a lot to do with whether solar is going to be effective or not. We go back in time and we look at their utility usage for at least 12 months, if not longer, and we find out what their habits are. How much power do they currently use? Are they planning to do things differently in the future? Are you going to be retiring soon? Are you going to have more kids? Are the kids going away to college? All of those things are really critical, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to come up with a target number of how much power you need the system to produce.
Most people that are doing solar are doing it for the very first time ever. It's not like buying a car where they've done it 10 times. They know what that looks and feels like. Most people, this is the first time they've ever purchased solar. So they don't know what this looks like in its entirety, right? So they have to have someone who they trust with that. Our years of experience with doing this and now doing it right, hence the word, hence the name Doing Solar Right, has just been, I think, a fantastic reason for a lot of the clients, that have worked with us and decided to work with us, is because they trust us throughout the process. We're going to stay with them, from start to finish. We're going to stay with them, after the fact. Solar is not something, it's not like, and I always say it's like, like buying a car. If you purchase, a vehicle, you would know if it's the wrong thing when they hand you the keys right after you sign your paperwork. But in solar, people don't understand really what it's doing for them for maybe 6 months to a year later, right? So we're with them all the way through, after the fact, years down the road.
Jim Skoglund is one of those customers who decided to do solar right.
These guys, they made it so easy. It was effortless, the whole process. It took me through the whole thing by the hand, and it was really simple to understand, because they lay it out for you so you know what they're talking about. It really was easy. It really was.
Jim found David and Jack through a friend with a familiar voice.
It's very simple. We just do it right. DoingSolarRight.com. It's time.
Greg Balemjian has been doing voiceover work for Doing Solar Right for a few years, and anytime he gets a chance, he recommends his friends at Doing Solar Right.
I won't put my face or my name on anything that I don't believe in 110%. And Jack and David are top tier.
doing things right.
It's who David is. It's who Jack is. It's who all of us are. You know, we do life right, and they do solar right.